Hi, Rachel. I'm happy to meet with you for a check-in. I thought I would just try to answer a couple of the questions that you sent in your email. So one of the concerns that I see you have in your email is that you're not sure about when things are due. And so I just want to show you a couple of things that you can check so that you know where the deadlines are. So I'm inside of our shell, section 503. I explain the importance of the weekly checklists here, and then I'll show you the checklists in a few minutes. But in terms of when things are due, you'll notice that in the course syllabus, all the deadlines for the essays are due. So you see that the rhetorical analysis is due on the 13th. And then you can see all the deadlines for all of the essays in this course plan for the whole semester, including the revisions of essays. So notice here that the revision of the rhetorical analysis, the revised, right? Like you're working on an essay this week. Excuse me, I had a little burp in my chest there. Is due on the 13th. You're working on writing a draft this week and then revising a draft next week. So turned in on the 13th, returned, and then you'll have until March 6th to get that revised and submitted again. So all the essay deadlines are there. But let's go to the table of contents. And for every week that we've had, Module 1, there's been a weekly schedule. Module 2, there's been a weekly schedule. Module 3, there's been a weekly schedule. And I can't set deadlines per day or by day for an online class. I just can't. I can set a couple of deadlines during the week if I want. I can say, you know, this assignment is due on this day, this assignment is due on that day. So that's what I do on the weekly schedule. And what I'm saying to you basically is that every weekly schedule on day 2 will have, I'm assuming day 2 is a Thursday, okay? I can't force you to work on Thursday, but I'm telling you that I need some of the work for the class to be done by Thursday. And this week's quiz was not really a quiz. This isn't a math class, as I was saying to you in an email before. It's not a content class. You're writing. I'm trying to help you to use the writing process to write well and to use the writing process to revise, because the only way you write well is if you revise. So the quiz was really about you taking what you learned from the video. You should have listened to the video first and then applying that information to write me an outline or to use the templates that I showed in the video to show me where you're going to put stuff in the essay. And we worked last week to identify rhetorical components. Remember, we had that conversation about the synonyms that I'm using, right? So you were coming up with devices or appeals, or, you know, I called them components, parts, strategies, whatever word you want to use. But your job last week was to identify strategies, and now I'm asking you to tell me more for sure which strategies you're going to be writing about and analyzing in your rhetorical analysis. I wouldn't have started here. I wouldn't have started with quiz 2 today. Excuse me. I wouldn't have started with the quiz on day 2 today, because there's day 1. Oh, my day 1 got deleted, but you know, day 1, day 2, day 3. I haven't changed this practice all semester long. I don't know what happened to my day 1, but I'll fix that. You notice that these are the things here that I'm recommending that you do first, which was to check your grades. Some of the journal things I can't return until Wednesday, right? Because you have the deadline until Sunday to do the work. I asked you to read your primary source again so that you're continuing to read and think about like how you want to analyze it. You should have watched the video on the essay templates. That's the same video that's in the quiz. So I'm actually asking you to think through that video twice. That's a recommendation. It's not something I can force, you know. I asked you to look at the grading that I did on the Fleeing the Mountains. I got that work done over the weekend, and I was really reinforcing some of those components or some of those strategies in that video. So that helps you to like think about which of those do I want to apply to the primary source I'm using for my rhetorical analysis. And then I gave you another video on schemes, tropes, and patterns. You could choose some of these to analyze in your rhetorical analysis. So I wouldn't have done the quiz today. I would have done the work up here first. And so just so you know, The weekly schedule, I try to keep the work that you're doing in the module in the same order. And I do the best that I can to make that in the same order that the weekly schedule is in. So, you know, as long as you're using the weekly schedule, you can do some of that other work. I didn't put the links to the primary sources because I assume you know where those are. I have the video on the templates here. There's the link to the discussion board, so you could have read and listened to the video, read the handout that I created for you all and watched the video there. And then here's the lecture on the rhetorical schemes, tropes, and patterns. And so you notice that the quiz isn't happening until way down on the list. And I even recommend that you look at another example rhetorical analysis before you do the quiz, because that example rhetorical analysis will help you to, once again, look at an essay to see how the rhetorical analysis is written, and then help you to even kind of think about, I think I want to try something like that in my body paragraph, and I'm going to focus on repetition or something like that. So I'm not sure how you're organizing yourself. You know, I mean, so let's schedule a check-in. I'm not available today, but you can definitely email me back and let me know what days and times would work for you. And I know you said you have a job, so no, I don't allow only check-ins during my office hours. There was many questions about that on the discussion board in the first week. I will be more flexible, but I might not be able to meet at the time you can meet, so make sure you give me some different options so that I have the flexibility to meet at a time that works for me as well. So, you know, I guess my point in sending this to you is all the deadlines are here. I know you're saying I don't know when things are due, but the syllabus says, and so does the module, that the work starts on today and that it ends on the 6th. And when you open the weekly schedule for each week, it gives you by day how to do the work. So I would recommend just doing this work on day 1, day 2 doing this work, day 3 doing this work, and breaking it up and trying to do it in the same order that I'm listing it, because if you don't, you're going to not have something read or have something considered that would have helped you to do the quiz. And the quiz isn't necessarily a right or wrong. It's not testing your knowledge. It's helping you use the writing process. I'm asking you basically to give me an outline of your essay that you don't have to stick with. It's just something that I'm asking you to do to move your writing process forward. This is the only assignment due on Thursday the 3rd. Everything else, you see it says at the top and at the bottom of the weekly schedule, everything else is due by Sunday the 6th. What I don't recommend is that you do all this work in one day, because you won't learn well. So that's why I kind of break it up over 3 days, because I want you to try to pace yourself through the week and do this work over the days. So the 3 days that I recommend. I have no control over how you do your work. You have to set that learning schedule for yourself. I'm recommending a 3-day process. I've taught online and I've learned online, and I know that breaking it up over several days makes you learn better than trying to cram it into one day. So that's why I'm using this 3-day thing. The only deadline that's in the middle of the week is always in this box, and I remind you of the end of the week deadline. So there is a weekly module deadline each week. I hope I answered some of your questions. I'm not really sure. But yeah, let's schedule. So email me back and let's schedule a check-in so we can, I can help you with your learning time management. I can help you with organizing yourself for the class. Not really sure what your needs are, but like lots of things I can help you with for sure. All right. Hope that was helpful. I'll talk to you later. Bye.